that there is this deeply disturbed reaction within the Justice Department, especially people who deal with elections and real election fraud. So do you understand that reaction? What's your reaction to the Attorney General's decision here?
Well, I agree with what Ken just said. I mean, I think this is inconsistent with all of past practices for all federal elections. But there's an additional point I think that's worth making, given this is a presidential election. There's a special timetable involved with presidential elections related to the whole electoral college process. There's only 5 weeks between Election Day, which was last Tuesday, and then Tuesday, December 8, which is the so-called safe harbor deadline when states are supposed to complete all of their proceedings for certifying the popular vote in each state so they can appoint electors. It's a very tight time frame, as Florida learned back in 2000. And that's all the more reason that the Justice Department policy of letting state certification take place as it should. In other words, the primary responsibility here is for state officials to complete the vote counting process, deal with any recounts that may be necessary or any litigation, and do it all pursuant to state law. That's how Congress set it up in the Electoral Count Act, which is part of the whole electoral college mechanism. So I think there's special considerations at play because this is a presidential election.
So at the same time that Bill Barr was taking his action, and I know you saw this, the president was stoking the flames by tweeting out false claims about voter fraud, vote counting in several swing states. The vice president tweeting, "This ain't over." They say they're going to keep fighting. The majority leader, Mitch McConnell, says the president has a right to pursue recounts and lawsuits. And then there's this new poll that shows 7 in 10 Republicans think the election was not free and fair. 70%, Ned. Where do you sort of see the split? I mean, is your major concern not that the election will be overturned, but that people won't have faith in elections? Do you look at this and say, maybe this could actually have an impact? Maybe there will be court cases going forward that are sort of taking away from what we think we know. Where is your head right now?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think there will be these court cases, but there's no evidence to suggest that there's a basis for overturning the result. So the process does have to play out. That is true. But people shouldn't believe that the process is going to reveal an answer different from what it appears to be now. I think you can have both thoughts at the same time. Let the legal proceedings take place. We are a country that's a rule of law. We have to use the rule of law. But legal challenges have to be based on evidence. And what worries me about what you were just saying is that people seem to think that they can deny the reality of the numbers. I mean, voting and counting ballots is about numbers, and ultimately those numbers don't lie. You know, nobody likes to lose an election. This election was particularly hard fought. But the fundamental nature of elections and democracy is there will be a winner, there will be a loser, and it's necessary to have that reconciliation where both sides can agree that one side won, and it won accurately and authentically based on the counting of the votes.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.